Welcome everyone to this inaugural session of the one-week faculty development program on ICT-enabled teaching and learning, organized by the Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, in collaboration with Dean College, Assam. The program is being conducted under the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme of the Ministry of Education. We all are aware that ICT applications, they create the opportunity for sharing the ideas and knowledge and help us improve the life learning skills by providing easy access to global resources. Within the current pandemic situation and the emphasis on blended learning method, with this program, the participants will be able to explore the usage of online courses for learning, teaching, and professional development, and also build their capability to plan, design, and implement online courses. To give more brief about the importance of this program and to welcome our dignitaries, may I request the Director of TLC, Ramanujan College, and our Principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, to kindly give his welcome address.
Thank you, Shipra. Good afternoon and welcome to all the dignitaries and the participants who have joined us from all over the country. Our chief guest today, Dr. Sharat Varakatki, President of Assam College Principal Council, Assam. Our collaborating institution guest of honor, my principal colleague, Dr. Biman Hazarika, who is Principal Dean College Dean, Nagaon, Assam. Sir, I have been to Nagaon for NAC inspection once. Other colleagues who are helping in this program from Nagaon as well as our college and dear participants. Once again, I welcome you to this one-week faculty development program on ICT-enabled teaching and learning, which we are organizing under the scheme of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching. Well, friends, regarding Ramanujan College, basically Ramanujan College is a Delhi University maintained 100% funded by UGC. And we have about 3,000 students, 120 faculty members. And we offer about 15-16 honors courses, which are mainly catering to mathematical sciences, commerce, management, and humanities and social sciences. We are not into pure sciences. And we have about 10 centers of advanced research. And we have two, in-house journal. One is a UGC Careless journal, another one is a peer-reviewed journal. And our faculty and students are very innovative. We are always engaged in research, teaching, learning, and different new techniques, which for the last 1.5 years we are using. The important point about this program, which is organized under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission, this mission, we are trying to achieve by training the teachers. In this regard, in the last 1.5 years, we have trained more than 120,000 institutions, standalone by collaborating with the institutions as well as in various areas, not only IC, but discipline areas, all kind of programs we have organized, and we have reached to almost all the institutions in the country. And our objective is to reach everyone whosoever is engaged in higher education, teaching and learning. So this is our objective as for the ministry. Now, regarding this program, which is on ICT, MOOCs and technology, well, this is a very, very important aspect, which all of us face challenge when suddenly in March 20, the pandemic closure happened. So all of us were not knowing what to do, how to handle the education with the, with our students, how we can use the technology. So then we started with these things, and initially we were using these programs like Google Meet, MS Team, WhatsApp, all kind of things. But now we have one program which every teacher uses is the MS Team. And the students and teachers have taken it very well from their own. Now, this program basically is to expose the teachers with the most recent techniques, pedagogical techniques, as well as the technological techniques, and use of open resource softwares, MOOCs, and various other things like augmented reality, all those things which can make the classroom more and more lively, and make it more and more interesting. That is the key, because all of us has to learn this technology and combine it with our educational pedagogy in order to reach to the masses. The only challenge is that students and teachers in remote areas and those who do not have access to the internet, and sometimes due to paucity of funds, they do not have access to the good instruments. So these are the challenges which all of us are facing, but all of us are trying our best in order to reach the masses. Now, as regards the technology, basically technology is deep into our life. All of us are using 8 to 10 computers daily, in different ways. I will tell you how. We are using in healthcare, we are using in personal and social life, we are using, the technology is used by school children, very, very small children, 2-year, 3-year-old school children who are taking virtual classes, universities, health centers, and technology is adopted everywhere. Even courts are working on technology. Cabinet meetings are happening through technology. Business and services are booming with the help of technology. Of course, we were using earlier also. So it's a digital transformation around technology. And even today, if we are looking for jobs and various other opportunities, we have to take the help of technology, because everything we go through, with our biodata on LinkedIn or those things from where the companies pick up for job profiles. So the technology is basically a cutting edge technology, and we are augmenting it with our educational techniques, and we are putting it in the coursework. All of us must have heard of Hythocon, organizing competitions on Hythocon in order to make students familiar with the technology. Then coding challenge, coding has become very, very important recently. Even school children and very, very small children are working on coding. Then quantum computing reskilling, development of technology to create, this technology has created a disruption even in the job market, because the skilling, new skilling is required. The older skill is gone. So learning and unlearning those techniques, that is also very, skilling and reskilling is also extremely important. Then student industry partnership, internship, programming and coding, all of us are offering add-on courses in order to introduce the technology to the students, because sometimes we are constrained by the syllabus given to us in the university. And these technology, all of are, very, very popular: artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, face imaging. The requirements are unique. Today requirements are very, very unique. Blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, even we are issuing certificates with the help of blockchain. Our whole thing is on depository. We are trying to create a ABC credit bank. You must have heard of, in the new education policy part of it, the new thing issued is ABC credit system, which will be a depository of what you have passed, number of hours you have completed, and then you can redeem those for your degree. Even in supply chain, even in drugs, even in buildings, entertainment, simulation, cyber security, multi-layer defense, robotics, model AI. So technology has reached everywhere. And in education, we all hear Internet of Things. 5G will be a revolution in education, edge computing, programming, healthcare. All these things are, very important. Similarly, data science. Today, business analytics has become very popular, because these are the areas when jobs are available to our young minds. And even in IT, every day I'm reading in the newspaper, there will be thousands and thousands of people are required in IT, data analysis, business analytics, mobile applications, cloud computing. So, and even government is now today data-driven government, because, you know, based on data, they make the policies. So these are the things, you know, why this ICT and, you know, the tools are important for educational institutions. As a teacher, we need to know so that we can expose our students with that. Similarly, my another emphasis is that you must go through the new education policy 2020. All the teachers are requested, because this is a 35 page document. You must read it and must see how you can improve your teaching and learning with the help of that new education policy. Besides new education policy, this year, 2 documents, the ABC credit, which I was talking about, and the blended learning. Blended learning again is a concept, you know, based on technology, that we want to do 60% classes face-to-face and 40% online. So this will be, this technology is going to stay, even if COVID is gone, everything is gone, but technology will stay. So that is the key, you know, of these ICT tools. So with this, once again, I welcome all the dignitaries, and I also welcome all the participants to always join us in large numbers. And these are all quality programs, and I'm sure you learn out of it, and you can apply it in your classroom and own institutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for setting the tone of this program. Our guest of honor today is the principal of the collaborating institution of this FDP, Dr. Bimal Hazarika. He is presently the principal of Dean College, Assam, and has earlier worked as an associate professor and as the head of the department of history of his college. He graduated from Cotton College, Guwahati, and earned his doctorate from Guwahati University in 2012 on the topic Narova Groups of Satras and its contributions toward a neo-Vaishvanite movement of Assam. He has, to his credit, more than 25 highly acclaimed research papers published in UGC index journals and proceedings of various national and international conferences and seminars. He has contributed few chapters in the text and reference books of history and allied subjects, and has completed a UGC-sponsored major research project entitled The Study of Fine Art of Neo-Vaishvanite Satras of Assam, with special reference to illustrated manuscripts and wood carving in 2018. He also presented a lecture organized by ICHR NERC on his major research finding. Apart from the various academic credits to his hat, Dr. Hazarika is also a life member in various reputed academic institutions, namely Northeast India History Association, Indian Art History Congress, Indian History Congress, Assam Sahitya Sabha, and many other literary organizations. Dr. Hazarika is also a referee of Socrates International Peer-Reviewed Index Journals, awarded with Best Teachers Award in 2020 by the Institute of Scholars, Bengaluru. He is now a professional and a fellow member of INSC. So we welcome you, sir, and we request you to please share your thoughts with the participants.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a very special day for all of us, since we are joining in a 7 days long faculty development program, which is being jointly organized by Ramanujan College, New Delhi, under Delhi University, and Dhing College, Dhing, Nagaon, Assam. At the very outset, I welcome you from the seat of great Vaishnavite Saint Mahapurush Srimanta Shankardeva, since our college is very nearer to the birthplace of Mahapurush Srimanta Shankardeva. In this particular program, all my colleagues who are associated with me for this particular program, I offer my heartfelt thanks. And I offer my heartfelt thanks to Professor S.P. Agarwala, Principal of Ramanujan College, New Delhi, along with other co-organizers and today's chief guest, Professor Sarod Borkotoki, Principal, Nagaon College Autonomous, for joining us. Let me shed some light on our institution, that is Dhing College. Dhing College is affiliated to Guwahati University, which is located in the district of Nagaon, Assam, on the south bank of mighty Brahmaputra. This is one of the oldest educational institutions founded in 1965, who is catering to the need of our learners enrolled as arts, science, and commerce students. We have a strength of 2,000 students and having 75 bighas of land. And we have so far accommodated 14 academic departments along with an advanced biotech research center. The college came under 2F status of UGC in 1971 and accredited with B++ grade under NIC Cycle 2 in 2016. Today, Dhing College is a 3-stream full-fledged higher educational institute along with secondary +2 stage, which is delivering education covering a vast majority of rural areas under Nagaon and Morigaon district in central Assam. Besides soldiering social responsibility, Dhing College, which is 25-kilometer area from Nagaon, and it comes under 25-kilometer catchment area, is taking a pivotal role in spreading higher education. Our Golden Jubilee was celebrated in 2015 that epitomized the meaningful existence of this higher educational institute. As the future of the college depends on its presence, we the college fraternity, with the active support and goodwill of the people and stakeholders, is committed to creating and maintaining high quality academic atmosphere all through our existence. Our institutions believe that the purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows, and therefore focusing interest is laid not only on traditional studies, but also on providing opportunity to each and every new entrant and stakeholders to explore his or her ideas, skill in different areas of interest, just like curricular activities, just like co-curricular, extracurricular, etc., etc. The outcome of this extracurricular activity gave birth to a world-class athlete, Arjuna awardee, Sprint Queen Hima Das. She is nicknamed as Dhing Express. Hima Das was a student of our secondary section who became the first female Indian athlete to win gold medal in international track event under 20 World Championship held in Tampere in 2018. Now coming to today's faculty development program, which is being organized, I have already mentioned that by Ramanujam College, one of the esteemed higher educational institution affiliated to Delhi University. And we are very happy to joining and collaborating with this 7 days long program. I hope this will usher a new era in our academic journey to enhance quality education of our faculties. This is the need of the hour, since we know it is the shifting need of the teaching community to adopt ICT integrated skill and techniques for more effective knowledge creations and dissemination. In light of the recent changes in the education policy, ICT-enabled classrooms have regained prominence, especially for their affordable and flexible ways to enhance career development and learn new skills. We need to update And we keep on updating ourselves, and it is our honest and sincere duty to facilitate and empowering our newly entered faculties or the old faculties which were early enrolled and entered into our institutions to enhance their qualities and growth that will help in teaching our students and their mentoring at this crucial juncture when the entire world has been hit hard by the COVID pandemic situation that is from the year 2020. As per the National Education Policy 2020, we must adopt, as our principal friend Agarwala has mentioned, that we must adopt blending mode of teaching and learning. There is no other option way out. To process with 60-40 ratios, then we have to go through 60% physical class and 40% virtual classes. As well as we have to look into the introductions of academic credit bank, that is ABC. That is also a very newly introduced concept by under National Education Policy. Keeping in mind the changing scenario of teaching and learning, ICT-enabled teaching and learning is one of the most essential components to cope with the National Education Policy, to cope with the present pandemic situation in proper way of disseminating knowledge among the targeted group of students and area like us. Since we are in a rural area, our college is located in a rural area. Despite that, we are trying our best to give them virtual education, to share them virtual classes, to give them every facilities, whatever we can. Organizing a much needed faculty development program for our faculties is a dream. Particularly the newly required batch comes through with the support of all our entire faculties and stakeholders. And more particularly, I must cite two names of my faculties, of my colleagues, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Nath and Umi Tasnim, who toiled hard to organize this faculty development program for the first time in our institutions. And without wasting time, I must wish all the participants who join in this faculty development program beginning from today. And I hope that it will be a very vibrant one and all will be benefited. All the participants who have joined from various corners of the country will be highly benefited out of the deliberations, out of the sharings made here in this particular forum, particularly taking as every responsibility by our Ramanujam College and their team under their academic program, Ministry of Education, Pandit Madan Mohan Malabya National Missions Research and Learning Center. So with these few words, I would like to quit this forum, and I express my heartfelt gratitude for joining us, Dr. Sarath Borkotaki, President, Assam College Principal Council, and Principal, Nagaon College Autonomous, and my principal friend, Professor Agarwala, and his colleagues, and all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for introducing the college and the efforts with the participants, sharing the details with the participants. Our chief guest today for this session is Dr. Sarath Borkotaki, Principal, Nagaon College Autonomous, and he's also the member of Binary Committee NAC and is the president of Assam College Principal Council. He has an experience of more than 10 years as the principal of the institution and 2 years of experience as chairman of mentoring cell recognized by UGC under Paramarsh scheme. Dr. Borkotaki has already completed 3 assessor orientation program conducted by NAC Bangalore for peer team visit. Under his supervision, 2 scholars were awarded their doctorate and 1 student was given entry program. So we welcome you, sir, and we request you to share your thoughts with our participants.
Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you, Sipra, for introducing me in this online platform. Respected Principal Ramanus College and Director, Teaching and Learning Center, Professor S.P. Agarwala, Principal Dr. Biman Hazarika, Principal of Dean College, and the Program Coordinator, Dr. Sanjeev Nath, Asik Kumar Shukla, and Program Director, Nikhil Rajput, and other officials and faculty members of the Dean College and Ramanujan College, and dignitaries and my respected participants. I feel it is my opportunity to privilege to participate in this inaugural function, and I am very much happy that the subject is very relevant, because since 2020 in the March, perhaps I have, if remember is not determined, in 23rd March, the all nationwide lockdown was started. At that time, we have suddenly shifted to the online classroom. At that time, most of the teachers had no experience about how we take the online classroom. What is the platform? What is the Google Classroom? What is the Cisco WebEx? What is the Zoom, etc., etc. Before that, in the year of 2001 and 2003 up to 2005, there is a one word is commonly used in our higher education institution. It's a technology. This is the information and communication technology. That in the this 21st century, the term is technology is an important issue in many fields of including education, and this is because of the technology has begun the knowledge transfer highway in most countries. And technology is the integration to nowadays in gone through the innovation and transform our society that has totally changed the way of people think, how we work. Our education institutions, which are supposed to prepare students to live in a knowledge society. And rightly, Principal Agarwala says that nowadays we are using the word artificial intelligence here. Every day I have a Alexa, I give the instruction, Alexa, please, what is the time now? What is the weather in the Delhi? What is the weather of the King town? How much you please play a song of the Bhupen Hazarika, please show Muhammad Rafi, etc., etc. Daily we have used we have given the benefit from the artificial intelligence here. Then when we shifted from to our classroom, traditional classroom, to the online classroom, then the ICT is commonly used, and though we have no training at that time in the year of 2020, but now in the 22, we are going to the 22. It is 21st, 2021, but we have enough experience on online class. We have get enough experience in online examination and online evaluation. And in the very beginning, our Principal Agarwala also rightly speak about the NEP 22, the online digital education, equitable use of the technology. And I feel that the teachers require suitable training and development to be effective online educator. But it cannot be assumed that all good teachers in a traditional classroom will be automatically they become a good teacher in the online classroom. Aside from the changes required a pedagogy, online assessment also required. Assessment will be required different approaches. There are numerous challenges to conducting the online examination at a scale, and including the limitation on the types of questions that can be asked in an online environment, handling network, the power disruption. Right now, 3 minutes ago, Sipra has said that I cannot speak because of the net connectivity. This is problem in the northeast area. It's a regular phenomenon. In the remote area, in the hilly area, we all of us have enough experience about the internet. Some challenges is there. Use of ICT is a challenges is there. Before the I want to mention again that in the year of 2002 and 3, the meaning of ICT is the use of computer, use of LCD projector, and LED. Yes, but nowadays now we have to shift to the with the laptop, which other devices to go to the online classroom. And the NEP 2020, it is still is directly said that in the Digital India campaign and availability of the affordable computer device, it is important that use of technology for online and digital education adequately address concern equity. And the 70% or 50% will be go to the blended mode, already mentioned here. My previous speaker, honorable speaker, we have to go to the blended mode. That means one is the conventional mode, traditional mode, and another is the blended mode. Then we have to go to this training program, the pilot study of online education, digital infrastructure. Is our have a sufficient digital infrastructure? There are only questions. That online teaching platform and tools. And Agarwala also mentioned the Sham, Diksha, etc. The content creation, digital repository, and dissemination. And already said the Agarwala, the academic credit bank. And we are now go to the word of the multidisciplinary. Some of the colleges in the Northeast area, they are only one program. What will be future after the implementation of the NEP? What will be future of this one program? Before 5 years ago, SP Agarwala has visited in Nogao as a PRT member in JNDG Commerce College. Their college is running only one stream. Now it has become the science stream also. They have introduced science from this year. Because there are so many colleges in Assam or Northeast area, they are running only one stream. But what will be happen after implementing the 2020 multidisciplinary? What will be happen the age of multiple entry and multiple exit? There are so many challenges also there. However, we have to face the challenges, and when challenges in our front, that we can solve the problem. That this program, the topic is, I think, that's very relevant in the view of the NEP 2020. And Dhing College is a very big college. It's a multidisciplinary program also they can easily introduce because the Dhing College has science, arts, and commerce, and the result is very commendable. The college also has a big history also. They are situated.
Sir,
His video is gone, voice is also gone.
I think it's ironical today that we are doing a program on ICT and there are bit disruptions. So I think we can move on till the time he is joining back.
Yes,
And
yes.
I can share with our participants the rules and regulations of this program. And I request the attention of the participants. So we really hope as the organizing team that the participants have, by now enrolled themselves to the course in the LMS portal. Please understand that this portal is the only medium to access the daily course contents, and no personal email will be sent to any participant regarding the course contents. Any information, any important information will be communicated through the official Telegram channel of this program. And secondly, we understand that there could be a lot of queries regarding the course assignments and things related to the FDP. So based on the experience of conducting these programs and the feedback by the participants, we have made an exhaustive FAQ, which is available on the portal and has been also mailed to all the participants and shared on the Telegram group. Kindly go through those FAQs for general information, for information about feedback, for information about assignments and other stuff. You can always write to us at the designated email ID.
I think Dr. Sharath has again joined.
So yes, I can share the rest of the rules, later on, and I request our chief guest to please, resume his talk. So.
Thank you. I think that it is rightly the participant will be definitely benefited from this online FTP program. And this topic is more relevant, and it will be had the implementation in the NEP 2020. Once again, I thanks to the Ramanujan College of Delhi and thanks to the Dhing College, and I think that I also thank to the give me the opportunity to participate in here. I want to express my gratitude to Principal Agarwal and Principal Hajalekar. Thank you. Over to Chitra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time and speaking with the participants and sharing your thoughts. about ICT with us today. Thank you so much. We were discussing about the rules and regulations, and I was requesting the participants to kindly fill the feedback form and submit all the assignments and quizzes on the portal daily, and to give a formal conclusion to this inaugural session. May I request the program coordinator from the collaborating institution, Dean College, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Nag, to kindly give the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're very audible.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Professor S.P. Agrawal, Principal Ramanujam College, sir. Guest of honor, Dr. Viman Hazarika, Principal Dean College. Chief guest, Dr. Sharad Barkatoki, Principal Nagaon College Autonomous. Participants of different institutes who have participated here. At the very outset, I would like to thank Ministry of Education who have allowed us to organize such faculty development programs. Next, I would like to thank Professor S.P. Agrawal, Director, Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujam College, University of Delhi, who has been kind enough to collaborate with Dean College to organize online one-week faculty development program on ICT-enabled teaching and learning. I also thank him for giving the welcome address and enlightening us with the importance of ICT-enabled teaching and learning. I thank our guest of honor, Dr. Viman Hazarika, for his resourceful deliberation and enlightening with the different aspects of Dean College. Next, I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Sharad Barkatoki, Principal, Nagaon College Autonomous, and President of Assam College Principal Council, for enlightening us with different aspects of ICT and its need and importance of present day, basically or mainly for the teaching faculty. And I would like to thank all the participants who have registered and enrolled in this faculty development program. I also thank all the faculty members of Ramanujam College and all the faculty members of Dean College for their cooperation and help for organizing this faculty development program. And the last, not the least, I would like to thank all the members who are directly or indirectly associated for making this program a grand success. So thank you very much. Thank you. Over to our moderator, Shipra.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nag. And thanks to you and the team from your college, from your institution, for very wonderfully executing and communicating with us in the organization of this program. And we once again, regret whatever inconvenience was caused. Sometimes technology becomes a bit tricky, but thank you so much for bearing with us.